Oh, there.
After our meeting.
I'd like to have it taken care of before we commit to any other decisions.
Well, I
But if
understand
we're all
that,
on
but
the
this
same
is-
page, I guess, we just want to get the technical part.
Yeah.
What is he? I don't know what he's doing right now. I'd like to have it taken care
Yeah, just, I'm working on something coming back in the future either.
Jerry, it is 7 o'clock.
For setting precedent for the
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want somebody to come back in the future and say we did it for Thorn. I need to know.
No, and that's what the union has said, they swear they're not.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Borough Council meeting, October 2nd, or October 5th, 2022. In attendance, we have Mr. Beston.
Here.
Ms. Lopez.
Present.
Ms. Simrel.
Present.
Solicitor Hayes.
Present.
Mr. Mitchell.
Here.
Mayor Kelly.
Here.
Ms. Kehoe.
Here,
Mr. Jenkins.
Here.
Mr. Shields.
Here.
And Chief
Here.
Yarns. We'll stand for a moment of meditation. The mayor lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So much.
Dave and second by Ronnie. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, favors have it 7-0. Second item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes for our August 15th special council meeting, August 31st, 2022 council work session, and September 7th, 2022, a regular council meeting.
Then do them individually or all together?
We can do them all together unless somebody has any objections to that.
Make a motion.
Thank you, Dave. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ronnie. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, favors have it 7-0. And we don't have any public comment this evening. Next item on our agenda is our police report.
Please report, there, just a couple of things I want to say. Well, first of all, we're having a little problem with the state when it comes to issuing these accident reports. We got a notice from the state that we're not allowed to give out accident reports to third parties. In the past, Metropolitan Life, Carfax, Texas Lexus, and those companies would use, insurance companies would hire them to collect the accident reports, and they would sell them to them, and they would give them to the insurance company.
Right.
They put a stop there. So we used to sell, as you may know, we used to sell the accident reports online through Carfax. They specifically mentioned Carfax. So we can't use that crash.docs.org anymore.
Oh.
Was that?
do you have the recorder going?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't see
So
it.
I'm just, like one of the things you'll notice on the report that there's no report fees because we're trying to go our way around that. I know that these companies are going to be fighting with the state over it. It wasn't just us, it was statewide, both, and it came over the clean system, which is the Commonwealth law enforcement system from the state police telling us we must stop doing it now. That way, we're just violating, I guess, law. I didn't realize we were, when I wasn't the only ones on that.
Yeah.
So we're not selling actual reports only to insurers, to lawyers for the insurance, lawyers for other people, or anybody mentioned on the report. If you're a driver, you get your report.
Okay.
And the municipalities, if we were exempt from that. So is law enforcement. If I need an action report from another department, same with municipalities, if they want an action report, about an intersection or something like that, they're exempt. Same with school districts, they're exempt. But right now, private citizens are not allowed. That changes.
We'll fight it through the courts.
They can actually get a report, but they have like 95% is redacted. The name,
Oh.
license plate,
Yeah.
date of birth, phone numbers, addresses.
Yeah.
There's nothing left but just a diagram of 2 cars, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Carfax, can you still go through that?
no, we have to shut it down. And I wrote to the, yep, for now. And I don't know, maybe they'll change the law. I don't know, because I know they're all upset about it. We're not the only ones doing
That
this.
will be the other municipalities.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So if you need an action report, you're a member, or you're involved in the action, come downstairs and you know, you can get one. But if you're not on the action report, I don't know. I can get you an action report, but it's gonna be redacted heavily. That's what they're saying. So I know we're not the only department that's kind of like shocking all over. It was a statewide thing. That's what we're at. Oh, the other thing is, I just want to make sure everybody understands what's going on downstairs. We're still having a major staffing problems downstairs. I don't know, maybe some of you got the letter today that one of the officers was going to be off duty. So I don't want to talk about that, but I'm just telling you. So that's even it's really caused a lot of problems. And you know, recently just hired a part-time officer. Unfortunately, he's not giving me any shifts at all because he got another job. And that was the one we just hired last meeting, I think 2 meetings ago. So there is another officer in the back. I think I was listening on tonight, Lucas Schultz. I'd like to get him started. So cross our fingers, hope he works, you know, because right now it's been tough. It's been really tough downstairs. I want everybody to know that.
Have you considered implementing a mandatory amount of shifts that part-time officers have to work since we are critically understaffed?
Well, no, I spoke with the solicitor about
Yeah,
this.
Mary Claire was.
And I'm a little nervous to talk too much to the public about personnel matters, but I did put out a directive yesterday that kind of mirrors that. According to the policy manual, I'm allowed to do that under policy manual, and they read it and proved it down. So it's something, it's not necessarily mandatory minimum, but they're going to have to give us some sort of a reason why they're not working, and they have to give us a shift availability each month that they can work. And I think for now, it's a Band-Aid until we get a long-term solution. As far as that's concerned, you know, the problem is that these guys, you know, they don't, things change in their life. They get a job, they sit at the table, we interview them, and they want to work. They're excited. They're going to give us all hours, and something else comes along and that's more lucrative for them and makes more sense for them, and they just move on. And that's what I'm dealing with, you know.
The bottom line is they work for us. We don't work for them. So
I know, but
when
but part-timers only in a way because
Yeah.
if they don't work, you know, like one of the problems, I was just talking to the mayor about this too, is that if these part-timers, a lot of them have other jobs, most of them, actually, all of them have other jobs. Some have full-time jobs. Some of them are officers in other departments.
Yeah.
And they get tough problems, and that municipality has problems. And as a matter of fact, it's happening here, and where they get mandated to work overtime in their town. And they call me and say, I can't come in because I got mandated to come in over here.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the problem is I can spit up in the air, and that's not gonna work because they're gonna hit you in the face and we can get rid of him. But the problem is he works a lot of times. This happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and I hear the guy give me a lot of hours, but every once in a while he can't come in.
he gets in a bind.
Yeah, and this is what we deal with, you know, downstairs, and that just throws the whole thing in a turmoil downstairs. And
Being shorthanded to full-time man,
it's just, it's hard, you know, and
You've been
probably see the
working
report on the part-timers are, some of the, I have one particular part-timer here is working overtime. You know,
you've been filling in shifts too, Chris.
I have been working too, I worked all last week,
Mhm.
which, you know, I'm not gonna necessarily complain, but it's like.
Stressed
man.
we're in a serious situation.
And I think it's causing, honestly, it's causing some morale issues downstairs. You know, these guys people, they don't want to work. They do overtime. People think they want to work. No, they don't. You know, I'm telling you, they don't want to work. They're yelling at me every day about it, you know. But we're just chugging along here, and hopefully we get this guy hired tonight. I'm gonna try and see what happens with him. And if I can get, I'm gonna try to fast track him a little bit quicker, maybe give him some extra hours for training and speed it up a little bit. You know, he seems to be a pretty good candidate. But, you don't know what they have to do. They're gonna offer, the other problem is the part-time officers, the market for full-time officers is opened up like unbelievable. So, I don't know, Blakely hired 16 full-time officers, you know, 16, yeah, 16 full-time. Yep,
16.
they have 16 and they used to have 5, now they have 16.
Wow.
Archibald hired a whole bunch of them, and North Pocono, and Pocono Regional, and they're all like flooding all, you know, the doors are opening for the full-timers. So when you're a part-time officer, young, and you have an opportunity, they leave.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what we're dealing with, and I don't know what the answer is.
That's the competition, Madam President, if I can
Yeah.
say something. The Upper Valley has the edge because they have that entire industrial park. They have some of the biggest businesses up there. And they treat the communities very well. And they're taking a lot of tax dollars in. And so they can pay people a fee, an hourly wage that becomes very attractive. They have the money to do it. We don't.
They also have, like, in Blakely, for example, the electric company.
Exactly.
And they go, and I think and they're not just for Blakely, but for other municipalities. So they
That
just raise their electric rates, you know.
That cogeneration plant is very generous to those communities. So how are we going to
The people.
against them?
Jerry, perhaps we could do the vote on the part-timer now before Chris leaves.
Okay, you know, I was gonna say, Virginia, is it possible for us to go into executive session for personnel to discuss the full-timer that is not gonna be able to come back to?
Is
Later
there
on.
something to discuss?
Well, but I don't know.
I think at the very least, it would be kind of nice that I can keep everybody up posted on what's happening, and I'm kind of holding back a little bit because I'm not allowed to.
Okay, right.
But that would be the only reason why I say.
Then that's fine, that's fine.
I don't think it'd be necessary at this point.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean, I could maybe explain some things better to it, an email to everybody tomorrow. So as long as everybody
Yeah,
keeps it
no, I don't
confidential,
think-
because it is personnel, it's
sure,
confidential.
that's fine.
so does somebody want to make a?
I'll make a motion that we hire this gentleman, Mr. Lucas.
Lucas Schultz, he lives on the Division Street in Clark Summit, so he's a borough resident. I actually went to his graduation. And, you know, gonna coax him along and encourage him along.
I'll make a motion that we hire us.
Yep, we have a motion.
Okay, we have a second by Kathleen. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
I think hopefully I can get him started quickly. I've been working on his background investigation, and I did everything looks like set to go. I just needed this tonight, and I have a few more things, but I was afraid to proceed without official vote. But everything else I'm ready to go. So, hopefully it'll give us some relief by the holidays, you know.
Yeah.
Good to
Okay,
go.
well, you're good to go there then.
Okay.
The mayor would like to excuse you.
Yes, by all means.
And I'll try, maybe tomorrow I'll try to draft a letter,
Okay,
so I can explain what's going on, maybe.
yeah, that would be helpful, yeah.
Any further questions for the chief?
Nope.
I think he expressed that, concern that we're shorthanded, the bind is putting not only Chris in, but the department. So,
If any of the council members would like to, meet with me, and I could show them the schedule and what we're dealing with. I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
other than that, I guess you're free to go, Chris.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
I was gonna ask you real quick, maybe I'll just, a couple of times during the daytime, we'll get down to single coverage. One guy, I mentioned this to you, and I don't know where we need to go with this, but sometimes when we call these accidents and the road crew comes, the fireplace, they're not always available too, and we're out there trying to direct traffic. And I was just wondering that maybe on occasion, I don't know what the legality is.
I
far
want to
as the
talk it
road-
over with Mary Claire
road
before I
forgiveness
say
and
yes.
Missouri directing traffic got an access to.
Because
The
they're
road crew-
union, this
Oh,
is
the
a
road
change
crew.
of
You may be
employment.
right, I don't know, I just reached out as ideas. My ideas, because I feel like I'm running out of,
You're better off to call the comm center and ask them to dispatch the fire police.
I do, but they don't always show up enough.
Well, it's either Jack or myself.
Yeah,
That we're the.
but I mean, there's been times where no one's there.
Yeah.
And even though I called the.
Yeah.
That's a problem too, by the way.
And
The
see,
fire
if
companies,
it's
and
if it's
I
around,
think Dave,
if it's around 5 o'clock, it's that dark area where Jack's not available, I might not be available.
Mhm.
Because he usually does it in the daytime. If I'm around, I help him. And then I'm around at night. And Jack is not.
right,
So that's the only.
I mean, we just ran into some times, not a lot of times,
Yeah.
but a few times where the traffic is backed up and the guy's in a car writing a report, he's not by himself,
Yeah.
and there's nobody directing traffic, you know, it's like you can't stand right,
No,
do
no.
report and direct traffic at the same
No.
time.
Yep.
They get your notes and get all everybody's, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Councilman Jenkins is pointing out, no more, as much as the police throughout the whole county are having trouble with staffing.
It is a problem.
So is the fire company.
And I was just talking to some of the South Avenue guys, and they have a problem that's coming up on them. Where they're gonna have a major, one of their part-time officers gonna go out for a long time. And they're just, you know, they're gonna be flipping too, bumping along, so. So it's just everybody. you know.
That would be what I would recommend, Chris, is just call the comm center and.
I always do, that's not the issue, but some of the times when we do,
Yeah,
there's just no one, you know.
yeah.
And I think you and I talked about this one time, they're even having a problem.
Yep.
The fire department itself,
Oh, yeah.
they're trying to get.
No doubt.
And it's not about money, it's about people.
Bodies.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I know they kind of go hand in hand, but it is people, it's the problem.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is our bids and quotes.
Yeah, we voted, last month, you authorized me to get somebody in to do that emergency repair on State Street. I was authorized up to 25,000. We advertised, we promoted, we didn't get any response. We finally reached out to a couple companies and begged them. We did get a quote, 24,999 or 24,990. So I just need you guys to ratify that.
At least somebody reads our minutes.
Yeah.
Or watches on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pays attention. I'll make a motion that we hire Lindy.
thank you.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Favors have it 7-0.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is our Borough Treasury Report. We have a motion to accept the Treasury Report.
So moved.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Frank. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, favors have it 7-0. The next item is our vendor payments to be ratified. With a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bills.
Thank you, Josh. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Kathleen. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, favors have it 7-0. Under old business, our sewer report for September. Any?
Not that, nothing really, we just started the new quarter, so by the end of the quarter is when I'm gonna do the next shut off.
Oh, okay.
Or I should just say the letters go out again.
If you noticed my email, this week about the aging report,
Yeah,
we're down, our aging is $1,000.
Saw that.
So that's phenomenal. So we're beyond where I think anybody could reasonably expect us to go. The sewers,
Good job.
yeah.
Thank you, my pleasure. Oh, well.
thanks,
Thank
Amelia,
God.
Jen.
Mhm.
You're doing a good job and we truly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, I do too. Thank you.
Next item is our police reorganization. Josh, do you have anything to report on?
No update, but I do have a meeting scheduled, actually for tomorrow night. So Chris and I are gonna meet with South Abington tomorrow and try to get things moving again.
Okay,
So,
good luck to you tomorrow night then.
thank you.
And of course, we have the COG meeting tomorrow night too, so that's in Clark Street, right?
Right.
So. I
Josh,
know,
where's the meeting at?
Down in South Abington.
Yeah, I gotta get on to it.
Bob Shields and myself will be at the meeting.
APAC, right?
Under new business, we already hired our part-timers, so.
Right, that's done.
Uh, And then our MOU agreement with Dave Thorne.
Did you hear back from them, Virgin?
No. Go ahead. You want to make the motion that we table it?
Yeah, there seems to be an issue that just came up, and I'd like to make a motion that we table this until the November meeting.
It's just the
We'll
one
vote.
that's specific to our current form.
Just
Right.
just
The other
dotting
one,
the
we can
i's and
still,
crossing the
yeah,
t's.
it's just a fixing the verbiage. So we'll ratify this next month.
So that's on for November.
Right.
I would just prefer, just between the two attorneys chatting back and forth, to wait one more month until we get it correct, then make a minor mistake that we'll not be happy with further down the road.
I know last week we had the opportunity to chat about the MOUs that I had drafted. There's just a question about the specific retirement date and which could impact the amount of sick time. So we just want to make sure that we're
Right.
clear.
Good.
Before it's passed.
So I'll make that a motion that we table it.
Got
Okay. We have a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, favors have it 7-0.
I'd like to make a motion to that we hire Justin Navy.
Well, hang on, I'm sorry. There's the MOU before that about the starting salary for the, there were two MOUs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's why I said we'd still like to vote on the MOU regarding the starting salary for a new hire for the DPW.
Okay. And that's 90%, is it?
Right. The current agreement says that the new hire starts at 75%. Given the market right now, the union has suggested that maybe we want to start it at 90%. They do not want this to be considered precedent, and that's why we're signing the MOU to say this is a one-time thing.
Mhm.
But they felt that was the best way for us to find options.
Sure.
And then after what, 1 year, you get the 100%?
No, actually, normally it's 75% the first year, 90% the second year, 100% the third year. So this time it'll be 2 years at 90%. And the applicants all know that.
Okay,
Right.
but they're still getting ahead because they're starting out 15% higher than they typically would.
They're starting out higher, correct?
Yeah.
I'll make that a motion.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ronnie. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Favors have it 7-0. Thank you. Under Personnel Committee, pre-authorized our DPW worker Justin may be contingent on passing. We interviewed him today. And we're kind of feeding off Jay Miller because Jay Miller is the one that's gonna have to work with him. And Jay was extremely impressed with them, so,
Mhm.
I'll make that a motion that we hire
okay.
in
we have
a
a
full-time
second?
position.
I'll second that.
Effective when?
Soon?
Soon?
October 19th. Yeah,
Okay.
it would be a starting date. He didn't need the 2 weeks notice because he's
Okay.
only working part-time. So,
Okay, all right.
Right,
yeah.
okay. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, favors have it 7-0.
And the last one is promoting Mark or bring to full-time.
Right, we have a motion to promote Mark Altier to full-time.
Effective January 1st, 2023.
Right.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ronnie. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
7-0, thank you. Our fire company agreement,
I'll make that a motion.
okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Kathleen. On the question, All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Figures have it.
I will abstain on that, Jerry,
Okay,
due to my position in the fire company.
Okay,
Thank you.
6.
gotcha.
One abstain. And next item is our solicitor's report.
I don't have anything additional to report to you. Selena.
Well,
Just gotta fix one MOU and that's
Going
it.
to
that's,
Fix an MOU.
I'm trying.
you're doing a good job, Mary Claire. Thank you. And correspondence, we have from Emily and Craig Fischetti.
Yeah, I think we all know the disaster that, the post office had earlier this year. We've had a number of people contacting Shirley Skinner. She sent reminders for people that didn't pay their bills. She sent reminders before the end of September, reminding them that if they want to get the regular, if they don't want the penalty, they'd have to pay by September 30th. And a number of people called saying, geez, they never received the original bill. In this case, this particular family is asking that they be able to only owe the discount amount rather than the regular amount.
I'll make that a motion that we forgive them for their
Is it just one person?
error.
There have been, there was several people that called Shirley. Only one person has reached out to this office and the due date was September 30th. We're at October 5th, so I'm kind of thinking we might be safe at this point.
Okay,
Is there any verification that they actually received this late?
yeah, that was another good question, Jack.
There's no way to say that they didn't, there's no way to prove that they didn't get the letter. But we know what happened with the mail and they're not the only ones. There was,
so it's credible because there's. other
it's
people-
credible because
corroborate
all of
your
a sudden we
story.
got a lot of them. We don't have a payment history on this because they purchased the house last year. So you can't say, well, they've always paid early, previous years, but,
I think it's fine. It's like when Amazon says, prove you didn't get your package and you're just like,
yeah.
how do I prove I don't have what I was supposed to have?
Right.
I think it's
Um,
fine to just.
I did mention to her that, wherever you live in the state of Pennsylvania, you're going to get a bill March to April for your real estate taxes, and the discount period is going to end April 30th. So it's not like we're unique and you didn't know to look for this.
Right.
But that being said, I don't think it's an unreasonable amount, and there was certainly issues. It's not our issue, it was the post office issues, but it was unusual circumstances.
I went in to pay my school tax and I didn't realize that I was there on the 29th. And I thought I had missed the deadline, so I made it for the next amount. And Kathy said to me, you overpaid on it. And there's people standing behind me and I wanted to say to her, well, that's just a tip for you. But at any rate, yeah, there were a lot of people there on the 29th that were getting their taxes paid.
So we have a motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ronnie. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll move forward with that.
Okay, one last thing. I do have confirmation from Dave Thorne that he's looking for a retirement date of December 31st, not January 1st.
Okay,
Okay. So,
Then if there's no issue, I will withdraw
your
my
table.
motion of tabling the motion. And I will make a motion that we vote in favor of the MOU.
Lots of motioning there, Dave.
Can we
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
contingent, however, on updating to make clear the December 31st date?
That
It does
doesn't
say
hurt.
December, but.
Yeah,
just to
let's,
be- We were all uncertain.
Dave, you're okay with that contingency?
Absolutely.
Great, okay.
So I made another motion, so we need
I'll
someone to
second
second that.
all of the motions for Dave.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
okay. Executive session, we had one.
Oh, no, Jerry, I have to do it.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah, we have,
I second.
That's right. On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, figures have it. Good, that wraps that up. Chris.
okay.
Okay, the next is executive session. We have one September 7th for personnel, September 28th, personnel. And are we going into executive session this evening?
I don't think we need to.
No,
Okay,
There's nothing other than that one issue with the police, and there's really nothing to talk about at this
Exactly.
point. There's no
Yeah, that's what
information
the chief
to,
said he'll
right.
get us all.
So I don't think there's anything else.
Information we need for that.
Oh, I just got a text from Chief Yarns. He asked me to just put on the record, he's applying for a grant to replace and upgrade the car cameras.
Oh, good, okay,
good.
Okay,
That's, okay.
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 And does
I make a
any
motion, we
council
adjourn.
member have anything that they'd like to report? I just wanted to report that Saturday, the mayor and I went to Stefani beauty shop. They had the ribbon cutting and everything, so
Oh, nice.
they really had a very nice turnout there. They had hors d'oeuvres and wine,
It
and
looks so
beer.
pretty.
It really, very nice. So, and then we're gonna send pictures to Virginia that they took that day, so. I did put a call in Virginia. so
Okay.
they will get them too.
For anyone who's available this weekend too, Saturday, they're having an open house at the fire station.
Oh, right.
And it will be a community effort between Newton Ransom, Station 8, Station 2, Chinchilla,
I did. It's
Station
done.
5, Dalton, and Station 4, Park Summit.
Oh,
So it'll be, we're gonna have light there from Lehigh Valley. They're gonna have the SWAT team there. They're gonna have a fire building there to show the kids through and give them the feel of what an actual fire is like. So it'll be a pretty good deal if anybody's available to
oh.
turn out some first fire equipment. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
There you go.
Ronnie, you're sleeping now. Aye. I got my Orleans socks on.
Oh, there you go. Tested.
I'm almost there.